No, I'm just saying, you don't seem like the kind of guy who cares about anything. So to find that you actually have a daughter surprises me. Because being a father means that you're responsible for someone else's life. And you, honestly, and I don't mean to make you feel bad or anything, but honestly, you seem like the kind of guy that if the world came to an end, you'd probably never notice. Or you'd notice, but you wouldn't give a damn. Am I right? So having a child, a daughter, I can't imagine you feeding the baby a milk bottle or burping the baby or taking the kid to dance school or school in general or really doing anything much that a father's supposed to do for their child. You don't strike me that way. You're more like the kind of guy that goes to his crummy job, comes home, eats dinner, and watches television, drinking beer after beer until finally passing out on the couch. Maybe I'm judgmental, but I've known you for a long time, and you asked me what a father's supposed to look like, and well, maybe you can sort of see where I'm going with this kind of thing. It's a monologue from the local guy from the neighbourhood. There's a link in the description to the script. But yeah, I think that's what we're really scared of, really, isn't it? Like if we're going to show up as ourselves, I mean, I'm like really scared, not of being like judged against who I know myself to be, but judged against like someone else's idea of what particular people look like. So I mean, about a year ago, I talked to a friend. I said I'm really worried about this sort of thing, and I'd kind of talked to them about this situation, and he listened to me, and he said, "What I'm getting from you from this, Alex, is I've always thought you were a very chilled out person, but what you're telling me here is that in your head, you're quite sort of anxious and worried." And I mean, and that's true. I didn't. I was like, wow, really? Like you can't see my anxiety from the outside. Just thought I was a very chilled out person. Um, and that's a sort of scary step to take as well, because I mean, what's come out of that is that that particular person, that particular friend, is like someone who I feel comfortable being vulnerable with, which is the really the good thing that comes out of being real. But there is this sort of fear that like if I show up as myself, if I don't present myself in the way that matches what that other person thinks for someone who is actually like me, like maybe I'm a really kind and sociable person, or which I don't feel like kind of I am, but I particularly because of some of the way that my neurodivergence shows up, I can seem bored or kind of sort of lacking expression sometimes, and then people are like, if I show up that way, then people are going to think that I'm like antisocial, which is exactly the opposite. It's just that that's my behaviour doesn't match their idea, and it can be really scary, like to just go in and be like, this is who I am, and be judged by these ideas of other people who really like nobody really knows us. Like even the closest people to us, they don't really know us. Only we. I mean, it's hard enough to know yourself. How can someone else know you based on their own ideas that are based on what?